Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Allan Kigozi, and I'm here to present the Privacy Scorecard report. Now, the Privacy Scorecard report is assessing 32 data collectors, not 7, as the MC noted. The Privacy Scorecard report is a monitoring tool used to provide Ugandans with critical information on how the different data collectors comply with the Data Protection and Privacy Act. So we essentially wanted to know how are they complying with the data protection principles. The idea is to empower data subjects to have control over their personal data and make informed decisions. The scorecard focuses on the law, corporate policies and practices. It turns a spotlight on how the policies of private and public sectors either advance or hinder the privacy rights of users, and it recognizes those companies and government agencies that buttress and ensure data protection and privacy-based practices. The idea is to protect privacy rights of individuals by ensuring that data collectors, processors, or controllers bring more transparency and accountability to how they use and divulge people's data. The role of the Privacy Scorecard is to provide objective measurements for analyzing the policies and practices of media data collectors when it comes to handling personal data. We focused on a handful of specific measurable criteria that can act as a vital stopgap against unfettered abuse of user data. Through this scorecard, we hope to galvanize widespread changes in the policies of private and public sector to ensure that citizens' digital lives are not subject to manipulation, hence safeguarding human rights and dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, only publicly available policy positions qualified for credits in this scorecard. Privacy positions, practices or policies that are conveyed privately or internal corporate standards, regardless of how laudable these were not factored into our decisions to award organizations or companies credits in any category. Requiring public documents served several purposes. First, to ensure that companies cannot separately change an internal practice in the future to hoodwink customers, but most importantly, change their public enforcement policies, which can be noted and documented. Secondly, by asking companies to put their privacy policy practices in writing, we examine each policy closely and prompt a larger public conversation about what standards these organizations should strive for. Thirdly, it helps organizations review one another's policies around law enforcement, access, which can serve as a guide for startups and others looking for examples of organizations standing up for users' privacy. In this scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, we strive to offer ambitious but practical standards. To that end, we only included criteria that can at least one organization at least has adopted it. This ensures that we are highlighting existing and achievable best practices rather than theoretical policies. So each year, we will ensure that we review the criteria and use it as used in prior years and make any adjustments that may be necessary to ensure that scorecard is keeping pace with modern technology, policy and trends. We intend to analyze the scorecard in 5 different areas. So we also had a look at the messaging platforms or apps that Ugandans use even in Africa, like Snapchat and TikTok. So Snapchat has a privacy policy for all countries, all across, and they try to mention rights, be it in Brazil, Europe, or in America, or even in the Americas, in Mexico. They try to mention, at least the least they can mention is 5 rights, Snapchat. Sometime a while ago, we assessed Safeguard's use of personal data. So we released a report, and it was showing that Safeguard, in a way, is not open, is not transparent in how they collect, and use people's personal data. They made amends, and right now Safe Border has the best privacy policy. The report goes on and on. It's a 96 pages report. We have a tech analysis in there where we reveal which organization actually shares information with online advertisers. Many of the organizations we assessed, the 32 companies, all of them share information, personal information, with online advertisers. They have trackers, which they don't mention in their third parties. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.